So imagine we can create fresh spring water in our own home. And Nikken uses science that replicates nature to create this clean, energized, oxygenated, alkaline, mineral-rich structured water. And one of the features that we show to people is this infographic. So let's go to that and look at all that's going on. So here we have, basically Nikken has got the gold standard for water filtration, which means it's a really high grade filter up there amongst the best on the market. And if we look at this picture, we can see these filtration start point, which is, first of all, we've got this sponges at the top, which reduce sediment, rust, and larger particles. So that's the first layer of filtration. There's 4 mini sponges and 1 large one. And if you go somewhere like Spain or Portugal, you will see the impact of that, because they have quite poor water and it will really discolor over time and be ready for a change. Then we have activated charcoal, and then silver activated charcoal, and this is what the water percolates through. It's a gravity fed system, and it's going to flow slowly through the filter, just as in nature. So there's no sort of speedy or imposition on water. It's allowed to do its own thing, and it's in percolating through those layers that we're going to see the gold standard of filtration, with removal of pesticides and 99.9% of bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, chloramine, all the nasties that we don't want in our tap water are going to be removed. And the silver activation is really clever, because it means, say you go away for a week, the filter won't be impaired. If you go away for longer, you want to remove it and store it and then set it up again. But it is inhibiting that growth of bacteria. And also microplastics, which are a growing problem. And we find that in all bottled water now, you're going to get microplastics as an add-on. The filter removes to 0.1 micron, and so it's going to remove that. Then we can see ion exchange resin, and this is going to remove further reduction of heavy metals, and then add ions such as sodium and potassium, and that helps towards the alkalinity. So we're still in the purification stage here, so I won't comment more on that. So then we have KDF material, and this is also part of the purification stage and reduces contaminants further. It stands for kinetic degradation fluxion, and it is the gold layer in the filter that you'll see at the bottom. So essentially, that's just, most of this is pointing out all the incredibly high quality filtration, the purification level. And that is what most filters on the market will do. But Nikken, being unique and really committed to energy medicine, they've gone a lot further with the filter, and they're adding and re-energizing and adding back and reflecting what happens in nature. So the further processes are going to microcluster the water, alkalize it, create structured water, ionized water, and mineral-rich water. And this is why it's so delicious and essentially bioavailable, really easy to drink. That's why everyone loves the waterfall water. So if we look at the microclustered aspect, when water in nature, and this is the fundamental of the waterfall, water in nature wants to meander and spiral, and in that movement, that's where it becomes alive, and it will percolate through the earth. It will go up into the clouds and come down as rain. It's always self-cleansing with the influence of light and magnetics, earth energy and sun energy. And this is actually encapsulated within the filter, where we have, if we look down here, clay and bioceramic beads. So that includes a layer of far infrared emitting beads, bioceramic beads. And this is extraordinary because it's the interplay of light on water that is so important in nature. And that's going to contribute to this microclustering, as will the magnetic layer at the end. We've got a magnetic field within the spigot, the tap, and both those influences are going to cause water to burst into microclusters. So when it travels through pipes and straight lines, water is going to clump up into these huge, great mega molecules. There are 30 to 40 molecules can actually clump together. So microclustering the water is huge, and we can sense that when we drink the waterfall water, because it absorbs from the mouth on down. It doesn't settle. It's just really easy to drink, and for it to be absorbed through the cells. So that's a huge part of how the waterfall replicates nature. Another really key thing about the waterfall is the alkaline levels, and there are various media through the filter that add to that alkalinity, producing water that's 8.5 to 9.5 and producing it naturally. And that's really important because, I'm just going to read this bit out. It is important to create alkaline water naturally using minerals, silica sands, which we can see noted on this infographic, and other special proprietary bioceramic materials, which are these ceramic beads. And there are some ionizers, alkaline water treatment systems out there that will artificially create alkaline water, and without adding the essential minerals that do this naturally and that would be happening in nature. And these devices use electricity to split apart water molecules to artificially create alkaline water, which can lead to health issues with digestion problems, bone health issues, and are totally best avoided. So if anybody critiques that alkalinity aspect, we need to make sure to say that this is done naturally and how it's done in nature. So an alkaline pH is only beneficial to the body if it's natural due to the minerals in the water. And all water coming from nature has a pH that perfectly corresponds to its mineral content, and obviously varying depending which area of the earth it's flowing through and the mineral properties in that earth. So Nikken's creating that a key aspect to health, alkaline water, through these different media. And then another extraordinarily wonderful aspect to the waterfall water is the way it creates structured water. And tap water and just dead water is going to be a sort of blob-like. It hasn't got the beautiful harmonic hexagonal shape of structured water. And in nature, it will flow as structured water, fresh spring water. It will lose that structure once spring water is bottled at source and then travels to the stock, the shop floor. So you're best to drink that at source. But Nikken have managed to create this energized water that offers that fresh from the waterfall. And Nikken's magnetic field that's added at the end will enable the water to be structured and coherent in shape. And we're advised actually to fill the tank last thing at night and leave that water sitting in the tank overnight, because that magnetic field will be energizing the whole tank full of water over time, and it will have that stillness that water does enjoy, that dark, still place. And so some people worry about, oh, should I always pour it in and drink it fresh? But actually having that still point helps as in addition. But the far infrared bioceramic beads, they're also going to be enabling that structure to form. So it's the movement through the filter, through the layers of light and earth energy that creates the structure. And the properties of structured water are remarkable, and they enable water to work coherently and at its best. And as we drink that water, we too become more coherent. Some people call it liquid crystal because of fairly far out new science of water that shows how water retains memory and is a communicator. And so obviously, if we're drinking optimum water that the waterfall offers, we too are going to become coherent, and all the messaging that water enables within the body is going to work to its best. And then in the bottom of the tank, we've got these mineral stones that are sourced from deep within the ocean. And in Asia, they're very widely used, and they call this medicine stone. And again, it gives off these, it emits a mineral addition to the water again, and so is also regulating pH and basically nourishing us with all that we need. And I think the only thing I didn't mention there is the silica sand, and that silica is called the beauty mineral because it's actually one of the building blocks of collagen. It has huge benefits for health, for the heart, for the immune system, for bone strength. And so silica-rich water is an important part of the health properties of the waterfall, but it also softens the water. And all of these things mean that the water tastes delicious. There's no nasty smell. The problem we have when we drink the waterfall water is we don't like to drink tap water anymore because it does smell and it's not easy to drink. And so it's kind of one-way road with the waterfall. Once you've got used to it, you're going to be drinking it forevermore. And we've obviously got the addition of the travel bottle if you want to have waterfall water available on tap as you go around your day. I think that's just a summary to help you understand what's going on with our waterfall and unpacking some of this infographic that we like to send people. And I do find that talking people through this does enable them to understand what makes the waterfall, what sets it apart, and they then tend to want to buy one, which is very exciting because I like that the whole family, I know they're then going to get optimum health because it is the foundation for health.